What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and this is the truth behind the what do we call this? The Michael Jordan versus Jerry Stackhouse beef. Okay, this thing is well known. I mean, Jerry Stackhouse came out and said he wished he never played Michael Jordan. That's what brought all this up. And what was funny is that I was gonna make this video based on what happened in the past. Anyhow, Jerry Stackhouse has always looked up to Michael Jordan. When he went to the same college, North Carolina, Mike was the man. So going to North Carolina, this is it. This is where he want to prove. Stack is one of those guys that's the baby of like seven brothers. So he knew how to fight early on in his career. Now, Jerry Stackhouse has had a reputation. He got into North Carolina. He was doing really good there. And Michael Jordan had just came back from playing 17 games in 1995 after being off for about a year and a half out of basketball. He had trained his body to be a baseball player, so he didn't have his basketball legs. And you can tell if you go back and watch, even though he dropped 55 on the Knicks and all of those different things, his body wasn't back. He wasn't jumping as high as he normally was jumping. People was like, "Oh, that's just old age." He didn't have his legs, and when he tried to do his moves that he usually do, his timing, his rhythm was off. It just didn't even look right. So it didn't look like Michael Jordan. Guys was blocking his shot easy. It was like, man, he's short on a lot of his jumpers because he didn't have his basketball legs. And to lose the way that they did because Jordan couldn't perform, they was like, oh, it's done. He's done. This is the Jordan we're gonna see for the rest of our lives. This is Michael Jordan. So he had already agreed to film, the movie Space Jam with Warner Brothers. So right away, they head right into production. They build a dome so that Michael can play, during the time off. So before all of that happens, he's playing back at North Carolina. And this has been a Mike tradition for I don't know how many years. He would always go back to North Carolina and stay out there and go back to, to college and start playing. And once he starts playing out there, he kind of gets into his groove. Ever since 87, when he messed his ankle up and he went back to North Carolina and he was rehabbing out there, he basically got his game back out there, playing out there in North Carolina. So he likes to, in the summer, go out there, play, and play some of the new, guys coming into to college, or the new teammates, the young guys, and keep his skill sharp and everything else. So Jerry Stackhouse is playing Michael Jordan in a game of 5-on-5, and they're basically he's having his way with Michael Jordan. He's having success. He's not the first guy to have had success on Michael Jordan in a training camp, but this is a Mike who's trying to get himself back, into the game. So he's the only person to come out and brag about this. Like he played the real Michael Jordan. And he bragged all up and down. I'm the new Jordan now, and I'm coming in the league. I'm the new Michael Jordan. And my goodness, he came in the year before AI. And when he came to the 76ers and they played Michael Jordan and the Bulls, Michael Jordan tortured that kid. Michael Jordan tortured him. I don't think Stack had 11 points, if that. If that. Mike hit him with 48, lit him up. Now, the way we saw it was entirely different. Stackhouse has always been someone who was, a fan of Michael. So through the end, it's been nothing but respect. Mike respected the fact Stack likes to compete. He's tough, and he's got some skills and ability. His only problem has been him. Stack likes to fight. And that's not going to go well when Allen Iverson comes there, and him and Allen Iverson was supposed to be like the guys. And right away, he gets in a fight with Allen Iverson, and that was it. And after 2 years, like 2.5 basically, they trade him. Then he comes back to the team. It was the weirdest thing ever. He went to Toronto, then came back to Philly for like a half a year, and then they got rid of him again. It half a year just wasn't gonna work for him in Philly. So he went to Detroit, where he had a decent career. He had like what they thought they had a home. Like, all right, he's in Detroit. Things are going good. They like it if you fight there. He was able to get back to being Jerry Stackhouse again. He got injured in like 98, 99. So all the years while Jordan is out of the league, retired again, Stack wasn't really around. And he's playing with G Hill and those guys over there. So G Hill is gone now. Now it's Stack's team. Stack has the comeback season of a lifetime in 2000, 2001. He scores averaging about almost 30 points a game. Stackhouse is killing. And something happened. He gets into another fight. And the next year in 01, 02, it's a lot of infighting. And they was like, we ain't bringing Jerry back. So they eventually let him go. And he went over to Washington. And he played with Michael Jordan, and he played 70 games, I think, when he went over there. They did a deal or whatever, and that was that. They brought him over to play with Mike, and I think that was Mike's last year or whatever. So he played the season with Mike, and he was like, I was miserable my time over there with the Wizards and playing with Michael Jordan and all that. I'm like, what was you miserable about? At that point, the league had basically given up on you. The Pistons have given up on you. When you came to Washington, you fell off and collapsed. Your game had went down. Your production went down. He's Michael Jordan. He's 6 NBA champions. If the offense is going to flow through Michael, it's not going to flow through you. Mike's getting ready to retire and leave. So you could do what you want to do at that point. The Washington Wizards didn't want you really to begin with. They just had to get rid of Rip Hamilton. Rip was unhappy. So they was like, look, let's make the trade for Rip. If they don't make the trade for Rip, the Pistons don't win a championship in '04. They're not back to back in the NBA Finals without Rip. They had you in Detroit, and they couldn't get there. So Stack can feel a certain way all he wants. But Michael Jordan was still a better player than you when he was in Washington. So of course the offense gonna flow through Mike. Mike didn't come out of retirement for the offense, so he'd be the role player. What is you crazy? Why you think Doug was selected? Doug Collins was there because he was selected to coach Michael. Doug knows Michael. He knows how Michael works. It was only two coaches Mike was ever going to play for at that point. That was Phil or Doug. He had time for a new coach to try to come in and learn him. Not at this point in his career. Michael Jordan had the choice to choose how he wanted to go out. He said, if I'm going to play these 2 years and get it all out my system, here we go. The league did not want Michael Jordan to come back this time. They were already prepared to where they didn't need Michael Jordan to come back. They didn't want Jordan back. And they showed him at every turn, we don't want you. So, just standing on principle here. I'm talking to the good people. You know, don't forget, man, to join the Casino for Life Patreon. If you got Patreon, definitely join the Casino for Life Patreon. There is some explosive stuff on there. We like to see girls making out. You don't see that. You don't see a bunch of new celebrities. You don't hear a bunch of information. You've never. It's the most random bunch of things you've ever seen in your life. You don't know a lot about some of these people you've never heard about in life. That meant a lot in the world. I still haven't told you guys who's the actual person that runs the world. The entire world. Nothing happens without this person's authorization, know-how, or anything. And mentioning his name could mean certain termination of your life. So, we haven't gotten there yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, I'm risking it all, but the world will know. So, anyhow, that's that. So, I'm out. Thanks for your time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, select all, even though they won't probably give you the subscription anyway, even if you select all. Weird, I know. But thank you anyhow. I'm out. See you when the sun goes down.